Hello and welcome. I am Miggy the Ex-Moose, and you are watching my very first video on YouTube. I am an ex-Muslim, an apostate, and furthermore an ex-Moose, which is another term for ex-Muslim. I spent the majority of my life practicing and living as a devout Muslim. Growing up, I went to an Islamic school where I read the Quran daily, memorized Hadith, and prayed Salat with my brothers and sisters. For decades, I believed that Islam was the one true religion 100%. That was until I decided to learn more about it. I began to have small doubts, which in turn led me to have even more doubts. Eventually, my world flipped upside down, and everything I knew was a lie. My life was a lie.
I just can't believe this!
As an ex-Moose, I feel it's high time I share the information that I've gathered, and hopefully it will lead to the decline of Islam from all around the world. In this video, I will explain my background, my journey of leaving Islam, and the purpose of this channel / future plans. Without further ado, cue the intro. Now, before I start this video, you might be wondering why I'm not showing my face and why I'm choosing to remain anonymous. Here are 3 reasons why. The first reason is because I don't want to die. If I reveal my apostasy, I will die in my born country due to the blasphemy laws, Sharia law, and even mob justice. I frequently meet my friends, family, and cousins over there, so I'd rather meet them with a peace of mind.
As far as the death penalty is concerned, that only if that person, after converting, if he propagates his new faith and speaks against Islam, then the penalty of death is there. And this is the same law, somewhat similar law in most countries, including India. There's something like apostasy in India. In India, if suppose someone sells the secrets of the country to an enemy, fine? What he's telling may be the truth. He may have blueprints. Some countries will give death penalty, some countries will give life imprisonment, even though he's speaking the truth. So every country has its law. So in Islam, if someone changes from a Muslim after accepting to any other religion and propagates it and preaches it and speaks against it, only if it's an Islamic country. If someone does that in India, no one can kill him here. If he's in a country which follows the Islamic law, now what he's doing, he's causing corruption.
The second reason why I'm choosing to remain anonymous is because I plan to reveal my apostasy to friends and family in the near future. So as of now, I'm currently chilling in the closet with my fellow ex-mooses. I don't want my friends and family to discover my apostasy before I actually tell them. And I want to sit down and have reasonable discussions with them beforehand. The third and final reason is, in the future, I wish to travel to multiple countries that are in the Middle East. And I'm sure in the future, I will have a few angry fans from this YouTube channel. And I don't want them to know how I look like. I'd rather be safe than sorry if my life depends on it. Now that we got that mumbo jumbo out the way, here is my background. I was a passionate Muslim believer who defended Islam online and at my college campus. If I saw videos like this on YouTube of atheists or even Christians bashing Islam, I would dislike them immediately, and I would want the creators to suffer in this life and the hereafter. I believed 100% that I was lucky enough to be born a Muslim and in the right religion, while also generally believing anyone not born a Muslim or not even a Muslim at all will burn in hell in the hereafter. Meaning my good non-Muslim friends and mentors will burn in the hereafter just for not being a Muslim. I was born in Pakistan and raised in a Sunni Muslim household. I was forced to go to the masjid as a toddler, and even later to an Islamic school where I took Arabic for over 6 years and memorized the Quran and Hadith without knowing the true meaning. I memorized them like foreign songs, which I didn't even know what the lyrics meant. Later on, as I grew older, I read translations of the Quran and even tafsirs which explain particular stories and hidden meanings of a certain verse and so on. Later on in college, I took a philosophy class where there were debates on Islam, and from this class, I started having doubts. I was still a very religious Muslim, but now I had a few doubts that were lingering in the back of my head, which I ignored daily. For example, I didn't agree with a 53-year-old man marrying a 6-year-old girl and having sex with her at the age of 9. I didn't believe in the so-called Nazar, superstition, or evil eye, as it's more commonly known as. I didn't understand why Muhammad was allowed to have more than 4 wives. Apparently, he received that Quranic verse shortly near his death, which is pretty convenient and not fair for his other followers. Muhammad clearly wasn't practicing what he was preaching. The one and only thing that was holding my iman and faith back was that the Quran had remained unchanged and exactly the same for over 1400 years. Eventually, I found out this too was also false. There are actually multiple versions of the Quran right here in the 21st century, and there are even parts of the Quran that are missing. I go into great detail in this in my second video on this channel. It will be titled Proof Why the Quran is Man-Made, so I highly suggest watching that video right after this one, if you have the time. Now, in this period of my life, during my junior year of college, I was still a Muslim, but I still had these doubts that were in the back of my head. So one day I was on YouTube looking at Islamic videos and whatnot, and I came across this Islamic video titled 7 Main Reasons Why I Left Islam by the Masked Arab. And after watching that 30-minute video multiple times, I had to sit down and reevaluate my life. I did further research to check the sources and the authenticity of his arguments, and that he wasn't actually a Zionist Jew spy. I came to the conclusion that Islam is just another man-made religion that billions of people follow blindly daily. This was a breakthrough, and it changed my life. With religion out of the picture, I actually value my life even more than when I was a Muslim. I have only one life and a limited time on this earth, since I don't believe in the hereafter. I now take even more care of my body to reach my highest potential physically and mentally. I really wish that I could live in a fantasy world forever, like in Jannah al-Firdaus, but you can't wish for something that doesn't exist. I'd rather swallow the red pill of truth than a blue pill of illusions. It's true, the truth might hurt, but it only stings for a bit.
There is no God Summer. You gotta rip that band-aid off now. You'll thank me later.
I created this channel to bring awareness to the ex-Muslim community. In the Middle East, ex-Muslims are frowned upon in society. Ex-Muslims can't talk about leaving Islam openly without fearing that they might get killed, lose their lifelong friends, or get disowned by their family. So as a result, many of them, including myself, are in the closet. A great place for ex-Muslims to talk and discuss Islam to one another is online on the web. If you are an ex-Mus, a different religion, or even a Muslim, I highly recommend visiting Reddit/ex-Muslim. It's a recovery and discussion subreddit for those who are once followers of Islam. Everyone is welcome, but if you're gonna go there because of your hate for Muslims as a people, then this isn't the subreddit for you. My future plans are to make entertaining videos on topics not many people have touched upon. I will try to upload weekly, or worst case scenario, once a month. But every video that I make, no matter how long or short, takes me a boatload of time to make. Like I said earlier, my next video will be proof the Quran is man-made. I hope you stay tuned for that very entertaining video. As usual, I will provide sources to my arguments so you can go check for yourself. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share this video. Comment below if you agree or you disagree with me. But please keep it clean and respectful. Remember, insults are the arguments employed by those who are in the wrong. And if you are a Muslim watching this who feels that I have offended you and hurt your feelings,
these are facts, and facts don't care about your feelings. All the whining, well, nobody cares. So, stop worrying so much about your feelings and start worrying a little more about being a good person, doing your best, and not getting in your own way. If you don't, the only thing you'll be a victim of is yourself.